flexible. I think sometimes I'm going to be doing a live presentation. I'm going to be logging into the platforms and showing you what I actually do. I am a social media manager at the Department of Marketing, based here in Raleigh. I'm actually right behind Linwood Brewing Concern. So Gabby's Grounds and I are neighbors. So if I'm on a platform where you have a specific issue or question, please feel free to interrupt so that I can address it while I'm on that platform. And housekeeping issues, unlike being at school, I always want to say, I encourage you to take screenshots, to take photos, and to share. Your phones can be out during this entire presentation. I'm going to be showing desktop platforms because I'm sharing my screen. There are slight differences on the apps for each of these social media platforms. If you, and this is not a bribe, but if you do leave a review on the department, follow the Department of Marketing on Facebook and leave a review for this boot camp on our page. We've been getting spammed with those awful like crypto fraud reviews on our Facebook page, and we need some more legit reviews on there. So if you leave us a review and follow our page, you get a free 30-minute social media boot camp on any topic of your choice. So if we finish this hour and you're like, okay, that got me started, but I have a whole lot of questions about paid Facebook ads, or I have a whole lot of questions about Twitter, or I have a whole lot of questions about something else, Canva. Just all you have to do is like us and leave us a review. It doesn't have to be a good review. So this is not a bribe, just a review. And we will offer you a free 30-minute one-on-one to address whatever specific issue you have at the end of the boot camp. So sharing during this session, feel free. We all agreed when we accepted recording that we could be, recorded or whatever. So please feel free to take pictures. If you share them on social media, tag Shop Local Raleigh, tag the Department of Marketing. I'm about to jump into what that means. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So confirm that you guys can all see the Shop Local Raleigh Facebook page right now. Yeah, okay, good. All right, so I like to say that social media marketing is a three-legged stool. People tend to get really wrapped up in what they're posting, okay? They think of social media as a wall on which you post things. I'm gonna try to change your entire mindset in the next hour about how social media works. If all you're doing is posting, let's say social media is a dinner party. And if all you're doing is posting, then you're the guy at the dinner party who's standing in the corner of the room talking about himself incessantly, right? And nobody likes that guy, number one. Number two, nobody's going to hear what he says unless they happen to walk by where he's standing. That's very much probably the wall that a lot of you are facing with social media right now. You're posting and you're posting and you're posting. And if you have 110 followers, that's who's seeing what you post. And you're having trouble growing and you're having trouble engaging. The three legs of the stool that is social media marketing are posting, growth, and engagement. And I'm going to go through each one of those legs individually and give you some real tips and tricks that you can do today to help improve your social media presence. And this is a 101. This is a beginner's course. So if you do have more advanced questions, rather than if it's a super advanced question, save that for our one-on-one tutorial afterward, because I'm assuming that a lot of people here need the beginner stuff. So I'm starting out on Facebook because there are more people on Facebook than there are people in China, number one. Number two, the average American spends 40 minutes a day on Facebook. So if you're not on Facebook, you should be. And if you are on Facebook, don't ignore it. Even if you love Instagram, and this is a problem I find with a lot of local businesses, they love Instagram, they post to Instagram, and it automatically shoots a post onto the Facebook page. So that's a problem for many reasons. And I'm not throwing Shop Local under the bus, but for example, this tag is not working. because this was posted probably to Instagram and then auto posted to Facebook. We're going to talk about how to fix that in a minute. Step one, when you walk into the dinner party that is social media marketing, you want to greet all the people you already know. And then you want to reach out and introduce yourself to the people you want to meet, okay? You do this not by liking this page, but by clicking these three little dots and liking this page as your business. There are two parallel universes on Facebook. There is personal Facebook and there is business Facebook, and there is very little interaction between the two. So just like your personal Facebook page has a news feed that's filled with all of the stuff your friends have done overnight, your business page also has a news feed. And that news feed is something you need to keep up with if you're going to engage with your business community. So here, I just want to make sure, I'm just going to take one of these business pages that I manage, and I'm going to like Shop Local Raleigh as that business. I've already liked them as Department of Marketing. Now I've liked them as another business. And what happens when I do that? Ding, ding, ding. Whoever manages Shop Local Raleigh's Facebook page receives a notification that JCMC Health liked their page. They used to say in sales, it takes 7 touches to close a sale. And if you're a small business owner in Raleigh, you need to be touching, as creepy as that sounds, your prospects all the time. You need to make sure that when they're ready to make a buying decision, that your brand is top of mind. And that means getting them, sending them notifications from your business all day long, every day. As you know, not to the point where you're being harassing, obviously, but you need to make sure that you're giving them lots of love and attention on social media. Here's an important tip or trick. If you are on a business page, like right here, if I write a comment, I'm commenting as Melissa St. John, which is fine. But if I click on this post and I drill down one more level so that the post is, I'm down at the granular level of the post, you'll see a little tiny, almost invisible pull down here where I can change to my business. So now I can like or love this post as the Department of Marketing. Now, just by loving this post, ding, 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 Shop Local Raleigh gets a notification that the Department of Marketing has loved their post. This is an important way, like I said, to make sure that your brand stays in touch with the people you want to do business with. So Gabby's Grounds, for example, if you want people if there are certain organizations, I know that there are Down Syndrome Alliance organizations in Raleigh, for example, and all of the people who follow them are definitely going to want to buy Gabby's Grounds. So you would want to make sure that you're staying in front of them by not just liking all of their posts, but by leaving a little comment on their post. Because if they have, and in this example, let's go back. Little Zoom window is annoying. Let's go back to the post. Let's go back to the page. Okay. So Shop Local Raleigh has 16,000 followers. All right. So if I come onto this post, and again, I can't do it on the page, I have to click on the post and drill down to engage as my business page. But if I'm the first comment on this post, then all of the 16,000 people who follow this page are going to see my logo. And that, my friend, is work in the room. If you're at the dinner party, that's working the room. That's getting your logo in front of 16,000 new people who don't already follow you. They follow Shop Local Raleigh, whose followers are relevant to you, but they don't necessarily follow you. So that's how you work the room, by making sure you're getting out on other people's pages, not just posting to your own page, getting out into community and engaging with their posts. So I'm going to scroll down here. I'm just going to pick a post. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the algorithms that run social media. The algorithms that run social media are slightly different on every platform, but they all work basically the same way. They weigh every type of engagement that a post receives, and they use that weight to decide whether that post is valuable to the community or whether it's not. The more engagement a post receives and the quicker it receives that engagement, the more organic visibility that post will receive in the newsfeed. So it's very important that if you have 10 people at your business, for example, that they know when you post something important, that at least those 10 people who work for you should be liking that post or loving that post, because yes, the algorithm recognizes a love as more valuable than a like. I'm loving this as Melissa St. John. I'm going to also love this as Department of Marketing. Now I've just tripped the algorithm. I guarantee the algorithm is saying, oh, what's going on? This post is suddenly getting a lot of attention. Now I'm going to say, we love local. I didn't even read the post because I'm talking to you guys, but it's important to know how each type of engagement is weighted. I'm going to use a silly analogy here. I'm going to say a like is like a handshake, a comment is like a hug, and a share is like a kiss on the mouth. Okay, when it comes to engagement and how the algorithm recognizes it. So by loving this and by commenting on it, I've given it a handshake and I've given it a hug. If I share this post to my business page, that really tells the algorithm it must be good, or I wouldn't be taking the time to share it with my own followers. So again, starting at home, your employees, your volunteers should always be tasked with tripping that algorithm for you and getting on a post, especially if it's one that's important to your success as an organization. Tell them all, send an email blast. At the Department of Marketing, I will send an email blast to a client and say, I posted something today that I really need love on. Please make sure that everyone at your organization gives me some engagement today. And they've been trained, so they know. A comment can simply be an emoji. It doesn't need to be genius. It just needs to be a comment so that the algorithm recognizes that additional level of engagement and gives me more organic visibility. I used that term before, but I didn't define it. Organic visibility is visibility in the newsfeed that's not paid for. For every post that we do, and here I'm going to go to my own page for a second. For every post that we do, we have the option to boost it. So a boost it's a lower level version of a paid ad on Facebook. Facebook very much wants me to spend my money with them. So it gives me the opportunity to boost any post with just a few dollars. And I do recommend $1 a day for 7 days on something that you really need engagement on, because it's almost like priming the pump. If you put $1 a day for 7 days, Facebook will give you those additional impressions or eyeballs. You can hope that if your post is tantalizing and it has a direct call to action, which it always should, like book now, learn more, click here, then your ad should get some initial engagement, which will trip the algorithm, which will get the momentum going to get you more organic visibility in the newsfeed. So I do recommend small spends to get things moving on important posts for Facebook specifically. So algorithms we talked a little bit about. I want to talk a little bit about the anatomy of a great social media post, because I think this is something that is often misunderstood. So yes, you can write 3 pages of text on a Facebook post, but as soon as the user sees more at the end of a post, which is after about 80 characters, the odds of someone clicking more to read the rest of your post are slim. Will it happen? Sure. And I'm not saying that you should never do a long post. I often do them. But again, if it's something very important, make sure that the meat and potatoes of your post is at the beginning before more appears, so that I know why I should click on more, why I'm roped in, number one. Number two, I want to talk a little about the difference between a tag and a hashtag, because specifically for beginners, I find this is often confusing. So a tag is a direct request for engagement from someone. You're mentioning someone in a post. They are going to receive a notification, ding, 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 that they were mentioned in a post. When they receive that notification, they know, if they're a social media manager, they know that you're mentioning them because you want them to come to your post, read it, and give you that handshake, hug, and kiss on the mouth, right? Give you that engagement that your post needs to be successful. Your engagement is what social media is all about. It's the social part of social media. And by getting that initial engagement, like I said earlier, you get that ball rolling, and you hope to go viral. Like we hope every post to go viral, right? So here I'm going to do a sample post. Having a great social media class today with Shop Local. Now, I have to tell you that I am temporarily not able to tag posts within the Facebook platform, and I'm not sure why. But this is how you do it, and it works fine for me on HubSpot. But all you need to do on any platform is type the @ symbol and then begin typing the business name. For you, it will present the business options that have this as their name. It'll Shop Local Raleigh will come up immediately, and you'll see that I posted Shop Local Raleigh with the tag earlier. I'm going to show you that post. So Shop Local Raleigh, when it's tagged properly, it's going to be clickable through to their page. I'm not going to see that @ symbol. I'm going to see a blue link. On each platform, a tag is clickable. It lets you go through to that partner to see what they're all about. So when I tag someone on a post, I'm doing a kind and generous thing. I'm driving my followers to their page, but I'm also asking them to return the favor by liking and commenting and possibly sharing my post on their page. Now, a hashtag, I like to describe a hashtag as a passcode into a conversation on a specific topic. If you literally click on a hashtag on any platform, you're going to see a nice tidy feed, and everything in that feed is going to be related to that hashtag. It's an organizational tool that gets my content in front of new eyeballs. Now, Raleigh Proud, Raleigh, Mississippi. So that's why this post is here. Generally, everything in here will be Raleigh oriented. So that brings me to the topic of different types of hashtags. And I give you examples in the handout. There are very broad hashtags. And in this post, I used hashtag social media, or no, I didn't. So Shop Local, also very broad. Shop Local is a hashtag that could be used in Ontario, Canada. But everything on that feed is related to people who love to support local business. So although they may not be in my geographic footprint, they are Shop Local advocates. So like I say in the handout, this is somewhat useful, but not awesome. Still useful for growing, because growth is the second stool of the three-legged stool of social media. Growth, hashtags are a growth tool. Still a growth tool because it's going to get my post in front of new eyeballs, but it's sort of what I call the spray and pray marketing strategy. You're just getting it out to a bazillion people and hoping that 1% of them is in your geo or your geographic radius. Now, Raleigh Proud, I've narrowed that down. Raleigh Proud is a geographically relevant hashtag because I've used Raleigh in the hashtag. So everything on this little tidy news feed is going to be relevant to Raleigh. Now I can get even more granular and use hashtag Shop Local Raleigh. And I guarantee most of the content on that feed, and I'm going to search it right now, is going to be Shop Local Raleigh partners, Shop Local Raleigh itself, right? So this helps me to see all of the people who love Shop Local Raleigh. This is especially important because your employees, team members, vendors, partners, clients should be encouraged to use your brand specific hashtag when they post, so that all of their content, like Saving Grace, their content suddenly is visible to me at Shop Local Raleigh. And this gives me a chance as the business owner. And again, Facebook makes this so difficult by making this invisible, tiny pull down here. Click this pull down, change to your business, whatever business it is. I changed to the wrong business, but change to the business that you want to engage with that post, and then like it. You know, that's the key to ding, 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 making sure that all of the people who we want to keep us top of mind see our brand all the time. Now, I've talked a little bit about hashtags. I've talked about tagging and how it's different on each platform. I've talked a little bit about growth. Another important part of growth, the second leg of the stool, is a follow-unfollow strategy, which is controversial. If you Google it, it's a controversial strategy, but it works. And I want to present it to you so you can decide how you feel about it. As a social media manager, I ask all of my clients to give me a list of their clients and their prospects. And then I make sure that I'm following those people on every platform. No one's going to follow you until they know that you exist and you're on the platform. So by following someone, ding, 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 they are notified. The Department of Marketing just followed you on Instagram. Oh, I got to follow the Department of Marketing on Instagram. You're hoping that what they do is they come back and they recognize you and they follow you and they start engaging with your posts. I use a spreadsheet. I put those lists of existing, again, working that proverbial room. The first people you want to meet are the people that you're currently doing business with. You want to make sure you're loving on them. The second group of people are the people you want to meet, or your prospects. I create a spreadsheet. I've got a list of my clients. I've got a list of my prospects. I go through methodically. I follow everyone. I do 100 a day. I wait 10 days, and if they don't follow me back, I use an app to unfollow them. Now, I know this is stupid high school politics, but the bottom line is you always want to have more people following you than you are following. And if you're following 100 people, you want to give them an opportunity to acknowledge that by following you back. But if they don't follow you back, they're not looking at your posts, they're not engaging with your content, they're frankly not useful to your social media platform, and your best bet is to just unfollow them, go back to your spreadsheet and follow 100 more. On Twitter, I can get up to 1,000 followers in 90 days doing this. On Twitter, it's, literally if you're a taco restaurant in Raleigh, you go on Twitter, you find the taco restaurants in Raleigh who are competitive with you. You look at their followers, and you can do this on both Twitter and Instagram. And you say, if these people are following another taco restaurant in Raleigh, they're relevant to me. They're warm leads. If they're interested in tacos in Raleigh, they want to know about me. Follow them. And again, I'll follow 100 in a day. I'll give them 10 days, 2 weeks to follow me back. And if they don't, there are lots of apps. If you go to the App Store, there are lots of apps for unfollowing on Twitter and Instagram. So a follow-unfollow strategy, it's also known as poaching in the social media world. And it, like I said, some people think it's tacky. So I'm just throwing it out there. I don't think it's tacky at all. I think that it's more important to have a small following that's very relevant to you than to pay for a bunch of ads and end up with a lot of followers who are all over the map. If you're local to Raleigh, you just want people who might walk in your storefront to follow you. So starting with, this is a 48.8 thousand followers is an enormous number of followers. But if you're a taco restaurant opening in Raleigh, you might go to Ganza, Tacos and Tequila. and say, okay, how many, let's see if they've got an Instagram account. Yes. So and again, this is totally rhetorical. I don't have a taco restaurant who's a client, but I would go to Gonza. They still have a ton of followers. I'd also want to see who they're following. A lot of social media growth is detective work. It's, oh, I didn't think of following them. I didn't think of following them. I mean, I'm already following all of these people, but think strategically and think, you're just trying to uncover where the people that you need to network with reside, and then you need to find a way to get in front of them. If you're a local business, you probably do networking in real life. You probably go to BNI meetings or Rockstar Connect events or any of these types of networking events. I know COVID did away with a lot of them, but you're probably doing some amount of that. Even this session today is a networking event. You should go on LinkedIn after this session and connect with everyone here. There's a virtual equivalent of any in real life networking event you attend. If you meet me again, my clients will take pictures of business cards after meetings and say, make sure we're following all of these people. So a follow-unfollow strategy is important to have. How you implement it is up to you, but making sure you're planful and strategic and you're not refollowing the same people over and over again. That's why I keep a spreadsheet, is a very useful way to grow your platform and get your name out in front of new people. Not only following the people that you want to do business with, but go the extra mile on every platform, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and engage with their content. Give them the like, the comment, and the share when it's appropriate. By sharing, by engaging with them, you're encouraging them to engage with your platform as well. And you'll very quickly be able to determine who is an active social media partner with you, who's going to share the love with you, who's going to return the favor and give you a shout out or share your post to their story when you need them to. And I always will. Department of Marketing, if you tag me in your post today, all of your posts will go to my stories. And that will help you to get your brand in front of my followers. So, I hope we all will share the love with one another. Again, keeping the social and social media, which takes me to engagement. So we've talked a lot. I've already talked a lot, and I haven't been looking at chat, so I hope no one's put a message in there. Okay. I hope that you understand the concept of engagement here is that I am getting out and I'm not just posting. I'm going to take a minute to say, here I'm engaging with Gonza, but I'm going to say, whatever I say here now, because I'm logged in as the department, all of the 19,000 people who follow Gonza see the D of M. If one of them is a prospective client for me, if Gonza happens to be looking for a new marketing agency, the more you can get your brand out in front of people on their platforms, the more successful you're going to be on social media. You notice I've talked very little about posts, but I do want to circle back to the first leg, which is social media posts. Since I'm here on Gonza, I'm going to start here. The things that get successful engagement on social media, and again, it's run by not human beings, but an algorithm. The algorithm rewards and punishes different types of media. It rewards MP4 format files, videos. They get more organic visibility in the newsfeed than a still image. Images that have a lot of text overlay on them are punished by, I know, Instagram and Facebook's algorithms. I don't think that's the case on LinkedIn or Twitter, but because of issues that they've had with fake news and trolls on because they've had issues on Facebook with trolls and fake news, they started using artificial intelligence to screen the content of the post, the text of the post. So then those trolls figured out, I can put the text in the image and the artificial intelligence can't read my image. So Facebook now scans an image for text. And if it sees an image that's text heavy, it flags it. And you're going to be penalized because it's going to suspect that you're sharing something bad. Unfortunately, a lot of local businesses, this one does not, but a lot of local businesses load up their images with text. I'm here to tell you, the things that you double tap on Instagram are the things your followers will double tap on Instagram. The things that you will stop scrolling and read are things that are cute, funny, educational, or entertaining. I always start when I meet with a new client, I always say, would you follow you? And if so, why? That is your value proposition, friends. Would you follow you? After this call, go back to your own social media feed. Make sure that all the things you post are consistent with your value proposition. I have a lot of friends who are local realtors. That's a very difficult space, and it's absolutely critical that they succeed on social media. But everyone's got a house to sell, right? Hopefully. Their value proposition is their local knowledge in many cases. Like maybe this realtor is a local music buff and they're sharing a lot of local bands. That's awesome, because when they share a post of a local band, they can tag the band, check in at the venue where the band is playing, and those are two opportunities for community engagement with a post that otherwise would have just been a still image. So what I'm saying there is think socially. I'm going to go back to anatomy of a post. I'm going to go back to Facebook for a second. I'm going to go back to myself. So let me be Department of Marketing. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Got a lot of pages. And my Wi-Fi is slow. So thinking socially, my husband jokes that we can't ever go out to dinner anywhere that doesn't have an Instagram account. We're still spinning here. And that's not necessarily true, but I do like to have the opportunity to tag a restaurant. And I always like to have an opportunity to love on a local business. So if I go out to dinner and I have a great meal, and of course in Raleigh, there's lots of opportunities to do that, I always want to share a post. I want to tag the restaurant. I want to put it on my story. I want to go on Facebook. I want to check in. I want to leave a review. This is what I call thinking socially. Think of ways that you can engage with others. So when I create a post, Facebook's trying to feed me all this stuff. Okay, so when I create a post, every platform, the algorithms not only reward an MP4 video more social media juice, if you will, than they do a still image, they also reward you for using their native tools or tricks or tips or whatever, these things. I don't even know what they're called, widgets. So they don't want you to use Hootsuite or Buffer to post to Facebook. They want you to use Facebook to post to Facebook. They want you to use Facebook to post to Facebook and Instagram now, but specifically they want you to be using their native platform. So they reward you handsomely when you use these widgets on your post. So it forces you to go on Facebook to do your post rather than using a handy third-party tool like Buffer or Hootsuite. So if you want to maximize the impact of any single post, add how you're feeling, check in at the location, post a Q&A, find different ways to include the widgets on that specific platform. Also, on Instagram, for example, you would think that TikTok and Instagram would have comparable audiences. They do not. And Instagram knows this. Instagram knows that the people who are on TikTok are not on Instagram, and they want to steal people. It's not going to happen, but they want to steal people from TikTok. So they created Reels. Reels is Instagram's answer to TikTok. And they're trying to make it successful. So anytime you post a Reel, it's going to go gangbusters. If you take any video at your local business, you might have in the past posted it to your story, or even just maybe done an IGTV, or maybe posted it as a post. Please use Reels. Use Reels, and you can post that reel to your feed. And if that's confusing, call me, we'll do a one-on-one. But using Reels, it's going to give you the best bang for your buck, and there's no bucks involved. It's free. It's going to give you the most success for the time invested of anything that I've done in the last 2 weeks on social media. And the landscape changes daily. So by the end of the day, that may not be the case. But right now, Reels are killing it. So find a way to incorporate that into your social media strategy, and you will not be sorry. So back to engagement, I've covered posting. We're at 10:41. Do I have questions? You guys are so quiet. Posting is the first leg of the stool, keeping in mind the algorithms, using the widgets on each platform, tagging, which is a mention of someone who you want to engage with your post. Tags are not the same on every platform. So if you post to Instagram and you mention someone, please make sure you then log into your Facebook page and fix the tag so that it works. If you are on a Facebook post and you can see the @ symbol in the business name, that's a broken tag, which means ding, nobody got a ding, ding, ding notification that they were mentioned in your post. Whoever you tagged on Instagram is probably also on Facebook, and you also want them to love on your Facebook post. So if you're doing that auto thing, that auto post to Facebook, which I don't recommend, but I understand the time savings. But if you have to do that, just take a couple minutes every day, log into your Facebook page and fix the tags so that you don't lose that engagement opportunity. And the person you've mentioned knows you mentioned them, so they will come and engage with your content. And again, the @ symbol on any platform will initiate a tag. Hashtags, you should do it, I would say 3 on every post. On Instagram, people do like 30 hashtags. Now, on Instagram, yes, you can do 30 hashtags. Don't do the same 30 hashtags in every post. It completely defeats the purpose of the hashtags, right? A hashtag is supposed to help get your content in front of new eyeballs. So you want to mix them up all the time. They should always be relevant to what you shared. So think about what's in the content of your post, and then change the hashtags to make sense so your post is getting in front of new people. Another tip, if your competitor uses a hashtag consistently, use that hashtag. They don't own that hashtag. Use it. Like, I've got a friend who is an independent insurance agent in North Carolina who wants to steal business from Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina. So if they use hashtag HealthyNC in all their posts, he's going to use hashtag HealthyNC in his posts. And when you click on that hashtag, you're going to see BCBS, 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 Brian, BCBS, BCBS, Brian, right? And his posts might say, if you're unhappy at BCBSNC, give me a call. So that's by poaching their hashtag, he's able to get his post in front of their followers. So hashtags are often overlooked, often misunderstood. Your teenager says, hashtag my mom is driving me crazy, and you don't understand why they're doing that, and it doesn't make any sense. And yes, you can make up a hashtag and it can be random, but they do serve a functional purpose when it comes to business and growing your posts, getting more people to see your platforms. So hashtags, use 3 on every platform, use a broad hashtag, use a geo-specific hashtag, use a brand-specific hashtag. On Instagram, go bananas, that's fine. Use your competitors' hashtags. And I think that covers the first leg of our stool. Now, with one last thing with posting, Canva, if you don't already use it, or something similar, but I don't think there's anything out there as good as Canva. The basic Canva is free. And if you should be doing an MP4 at least every 3rd post to maximize your post engagement. So there are, under elements in Canva, There are stickers, which are just little animations. So if you have a picture from today's webinar, for example, and you want to turn it into an MP4, even though it's a still image, put a sticker on it. And then in Canva, when you download it, it's an MP4, just like that. And automatically that post is going to outperform the same post if it had been a PNG download or a static image. So there's a little tip. That's the first leg of the stool, posting. I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. Growth. We talked about all the different hashtags. We talked about following and unfollowing strategically. We talked about poaching followers from our competitors. Engagement. We talked about the algorithm, the like, the comment, the share, handshake, hug, kiss on the mouth. Engagement is vital to the success of all of your social media posts. We talked about working the room. Get out of your own page, join groups, get on other pages, search Twitter, search Instagram, search Facebook, find pages where your prospective clients congregate. Is it the PTA, Wake County Soccer Moms, NCFC? Is it, special needs groups of parents of special needs kids? Is it whatever, whoever it is? Search, assign an intern, say search for groups, search for pages, like them as your page, and then read your page's news feed on every platform and just like everything. You don't even need to read it on Instagram, just like everything. If you followed that person, you followed them for a reason. And it doesn't do you any harm to like everything, and it helps them. So share the love. If it's someone you really want to keep your brand in mind, comment on their posts, even if it's just an emoji, because all of their followers will see your post, they'll see your brand. Please never be salesy on social media. It's a consumer-driven marketplace, which means you're solving problems, you're not selling. When you do join a group as your business, you don't say, buy my product now. You say, I can help with that, and here's how, right? You're helpful, you're suggesting. You could even say, hey, I know a business that can help with that, and that's not you. And they'll still love you for it and see your brand, and there you go. That's a win-win. And maybe you shouted out a partner or a vendor or a client and helped them in that way. So that's when I say thinking socially. Get off your page, go work the room, find your community members. And this is tedious and time consuming, but take the time every day to engage with others where they are. And it's 10:48, but I've been talking so much and nobody has questions.
I have a question, Melissa. This is Lauren.
Yes.
How important is Twitter? You mostly talked about, Facebook and Instagram, which I appreciate. And we have at Mode Consignment, we have both of those things going for us, but we do not use Twitter. Can you just briefly talk about that for a second?
Yes. So I am a very strong advocate for working a social media platform well and not jumping on a platform because you think you should. So it's better to have fewer platforms and work them than to jump into a platform that you're not sure about. Twitter, I would say, is a B2B must do. If you're, so if I have a client who's selling, I've got a client who sells branded environments. So essentially they go into higher education and create these beautiful lobby spaces with brands and logos and wraps and all that stuff. They're B2B. Twitter is necessary for them because the organizations they want to reach, the decision makers they want to reach are on Twitter. If you're on LinkedIn and you're trying to reach top level executives who don't openly network on LinkedIn, then you should be on Twitter because those guys are on Twitter and they're on there as themselves. And that's where you're going to be able to connect with them. But for you, I would say no. I would say for the consignment boutique, Instagram is your must do. right? So rather than get fragmented and try to implement some kind of Twitter strategy, I would just say spend extra time on reels.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Get people to model your clothes, get local, and to think socially. The first thing I would want to do is get the employees at Gabby's Grounds to model your clothes, and then tag Gabby's Grounds, hashtag special needs. Find a way to help each other. Your clothes are being shown off, her organization gets a shout out. It's a win-win. So something like that. Always find a way to include someone else, and you'll never be sorry.
Yeah, that's great advice. I think sometimes we get really stuck in our own worlds.
Yeah.
So that's great. Thank you.
Yeah. So keeping this social in social media is very important. And it is so easy to forget about that and just start posting. And then you get so frustrated because it's, you're not growing, and who's seeing my posts, and I got 3 likes and nobody cares about me. It's the stupid high school politics all over again. Like, I'm so unpopular. What you need to think about is how can you're doing a service, especially everyone on this call is doing something great for the community. So find other people who you can partner with and do some kind of a shared campaign. I love to talk about social media takeovers another time. We've got like 5 minutes, but I love to give someone else control of my Instagram story for a day and let my clients, for example, I'll say, okay, I'm going to give you my Instagram story for a day. I used to do El Sistema USA. They're a classical music instruction organization based in Durham, and the Kennedy Center gave us control of their Instagram story for a day. And it was fantastic. They got to see all these cute little kids playing classical music. Their followers loved it. They followed us. Our followers loved it. They engaged more with Kennedy Center. Try to think socially. Try to find ways to use social media to build community, and you'll always be glad that you did. And if I can help in any way, just let me know.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So on these groups, right? So we're a part of a lot of the special needs groups. So am I supposed to post on those groups?
Yeah, so different groups have different settings. Some groups allow you to join as your business page, and some do not. And it's up to the group administrator whether they allow you to join as the business page. If they do that. Join as Gabby's Grounds. That way, when you're engaging, even if you're just saying, what a cute photo, right? Your logo is present. So branding is a very important, it's very important to any local business. Brand recognition is something that, you see that Nike swoosh, it's Nike. It doesn't need to say Nike, but that's decades of branding have accomplished that. Your brand is probably still new. So just getting your brand in front of people so that when they're talking to someone, they immediately think Gabby's Grounds. And the way you do that is by just, and I know it sounds creepy, but that touch, right? Touching them, liking, commenting, sharing, ding, 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 Gabby's Grounds, Gabby's Grounds, Gabby's Grounds. And in the groups, join groups as Gabby's Grounds whenever you're able to, so that your comments and your likes help your brand and not just you as a person.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Does the age of your target audience factor into which or all platforms you should use?
Absolutely.
Like, if we're targeting old people, are they looking at Instagram? I don't know.
That's an excellent point. So yes, the age does matter, and it's changing. So Instagram, I used to say, oh no, that's kids. Not true anymore. Moms are on Instagram. So Instagram is starting to skew older. Facebook skews older. So if you're looking at senior citizens and you're looking for groups of senior citizens, Facebook is the place to be. When it comes to middle schoolers, I could have probably an entire hour workshop on targeting that age group because there are legal issues, there are ethical issues, but TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, still relevant. obviously at my agency, we don't yet do TikTok marketing, and that is an entire different, there are experts who specialize just in TikTok marketing. Yes, short answer is yes, it does matter what platforms you're on, depending on how old the people are that you're targeting. So again, call me if you want to talk. If you have a specific initiative or campaign and you want me to help you with strategy, I'd be happy to do that.
Thank you.
All right, it's about 11. I hope that in this 1 hour, my goal was to change the way you think about social media marketing. And I hope that each of you leaves this hour inspired to get on your platform of choice and work the room.
This was
Melissa,
fantastic.
there was
Yeah.
so much information in here. How much time do you recommend? Like, obviously, if like for a lot of these businesses, I feel like they're very active on Facebook and Instagram. And so like I'm noticing too, it seems like LinkedIn is another whole new outlet that people are using nowadays. But how much time do you recommend we spend really realistically on each platform, with Facebook and Instagram being a primary for a lot of us on here?
So there's an initial investment, right, where you're going to take your lists. If you've never done a follow and follow strategy, for example, there's an initial investment of time where you're going out and you're following the people you should have been all along, your clients you should start with. Once you've done that, though, it's just a matter of keeping up with it. When you have new clients come on board, the first thing you should do is follow them everywhere. Then once they're in your feed, just like them. I would say over coffee in the morning, 15 minutes in the morning over coffee on Instagram, just like, right? And if you've got time, or if it's something that's relevant, comment. Even if you just comment an emoji, you're doing a kind and generous thing for that person by helping their post succeed. And if it's something that you feel is relevant to your value proposition, share it to your story. I think in terms of how you can help other people grow, and you will win. So this is a wonderful, it's really, if you do it right, it's super fun. It should be fun. Because you're shouting out your partners and your clients and the people you do business with every day. And if they know what they're doing, they will engage back. And in that way, you help each other's posts to grow and help each other's platforms to grow. But realistically, a small business owner, I would say 15 to 20 minutes in the morning, reading your feed and liking everything. Once you've done that initial push and made sure you're engaging with the people you should be engaging with, that should be enough. If you find yourself overwhelmed, there are lots of social media managers out there who can help with that. But yeah, you're going to end up paying several $100s a month probably to do that. So if you can invest the 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, and if you have questions, reach out. I'm happy to help. But you're always going to do a better job than a paid professional anyway, in my opinion. I always would rather teach someone than take over their social, because they love their business. And they're going to have a passion that they bring to everything they share that even if I try, I probably am not going to have. And they're going to know things just that I don't necessarily know. And if you're a restaurant, for example, like Letty, your restaurant, I can't do that. I'm not at the restaurant, but you should be there, sharing videos to reels, your servers, food prep, behind the scenes footage always does great for restaurants. And I can't do that. I'm at home. So that kind of stuff, the social media, the posting part, if you want to get creative with it, that could take a little bit more time. But for those of you who are creative thinkers, if you want to brainstorm, give me a call, follow other people, look for other people's stuff and copy what they're doing. If you see a post that your competitor did that did well, duplicate it. Don't reinvent the wheel. There's no shame in that.
Melissa, the other thing that was brought to our attention last night, but another one of our members, is the two-factor authentication, the need for that, just because so many people are getting hacked recently and losing accounts. What do you suggest and recommend on that?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I personally have been through a hell with hackers this year. Yeah, I always recommend having two-factor authentication set up. I mean, that's a no-brainer to me.
Does everyone on here know how to do that, by the way?
Yeah, if you don't, I mean, you can Google that. You can Google that on each platform. If you Google yeah, you should be able to get step-by-step instructions. I can, probably by Monday, I could create a one-sheeter for you that you could share. But yeah, I do think it's important. Hackers are going bananas. And they won't just hack your account either. They'll create like a fake one of you on Instagram and take your profile image and use your name. And you just got to stay on top of it. And like I said, the reason I was soliciting reviews for the Department of Marketing, I think our last 3 reviews are fraud. They're people trying to sell like some crypto. It's total fraud. So I reported them to Facebook, banned the person, hid the review, but it's a constant process as a social media manager, keeping on top of the people who are up to no good. Unfortunately, it happens. If you get stuck, and you're in a bind, let me know if I can help you. I'm happy to. And again, if you leave a review on the Department of Marketing's Facebook page today and follow us, 30-minute free, whatever you want to do, one-on-one workshop on the topic of your choice. So please keep that in mind.
Thanks, Melissa. This was great, really.
Yay, so nice
Yeah.
to meet you all. I will be engaging with all of you.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Good to see you.
Pages of notes, so thank you.
Melissa, thank you. We may have to have you back for another seminar. It sounds like this was very educational. So thank you for joining us. And I know Zoom had some issues this morning. So just so everyone is aware, we did record this. We will be sharing it on YouTube and on our Facebook. We did finally get part of it live, but we'll get those reposted and shared. So feel free to share it throughout your networks to other small business owners. And hopefully we can just spread the message about all this good information of how we can help each other grow and help our small business community. So Melissa, thank you. And thank you everyone for joining us. We'll be back next month on the 3rd Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
you.